Hello there. We're back. Now, honestly, it's been a couple of days. What I did was I took the blade, flipped it over, drew a burr up the other side, and removed the burr. We've done that a million times. I didn't see any reason to do another 15 or 20 minute video doing that. So we've moved on now. We're going to go to the Black Arkansas. I have checked this edge under a loop, and there's no chipping, there's no tear out, the edge is nice and smooth and has a 400 grit scratch pattern. So we're going to move on to a Black Arkansas. And I know people say all the time that you can't sharpen harder steels with these Arkansas stones. Well, there's probably some hard steels out there that these won't work on. I'm not an expert at steel, although I did work with it in the Air Force at one point, so I understand it. But the modern stuff is not something that I have a lot of knowledge on. But I know from watching other people that, and from talking to other people in conversation with them, and going on the internet and looking on different knife sharpening websites and all of that, that there are people that do use these with success on this steel. And so I'm not really worried all that much. I know if that Norton India cut this steel the way that it did, then this soft Arkansas will cut this steel. There won't be an issue doing it. It's already cleanly shaving the hairs off the back of my hand, the full length of the blade, with zero issues. And to be truthful about it, honest about it, there are people, and I've said this before, and excuse me, I've said this before, and people have either heard it or they've not. But I know for a fact that for many decades, many people, the only stone they had in their home was something like the Norton combination fine and coarse, or the IB8, the MB8 rather, the medium, Norton medium bench stone. Dude, I really like the edge that this steel gives. That's flipping. That's scary sharp. That's up several orders of magnitude from what it was when it came off the medium Indian. I've done very little sharpening, but it is polishing this edge out really well. It's beginning to polish it out. Just just as soft. So, lovely. And I think I'm going to like this steel. I need to get the other traditional folder, or I'm sorry, traditional pocket knife. That Smoky Mountain, I believe it's a sow belly of some kind, a sow belly trapper or something of the sort. I need to get that before they stop making this series of knives, because just from the experience that I've had sharpening this steel, this is a steel that I could learn to love. I just like the characteristics, the way the steel feels when it runs across the stone. I don't know if I can describe it to you, but I like the feel of it, and I really love. That is a scalding edge right there. You could do surgery with that edge really nicely, with no issues whatsoever. So, you know, yeah, I'd love to get the other one. If I can pull it off, I will. I don't know if how many Smoky Mountain Knife Works has left, but you know, I got other considerations right now than knives. I still got a couple of knives I haven't reviewed, that kind of deal. A couple of knives I haven't sharpened, all of that. So I've got them to do videos of, so I'm not hurting that way. So if I miss it, I miss it. There'll be something like it coming up again. I just really like the combination of this steel and the G10 and this D2 logo, and I just love this series of knives, and I wish that I had ran across them on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I don't do a lot of looking. I got a lot of things going on. Everybody does, but I don't have a whole lot of time where I can, you know, scroll through the Smoky Mountain Knife Works website looking for this or looking for that. You know. But anyway, I wish that I had budgeted some money and bought most of the traditional patterns in this series, because in my opinion this is superior from marbles. I like marbles. Marbles are nice knives for very little outlay. Their finish is good. All of that. Their build quality is good, but the build quality of this knife, if it's indicative of the series, and I am pretty sure it is, these are outstanding values for the money you pay. I think this was $12 or $13, if I remember correctly. I went online looking for to see if there were any more knives in this series. That's gorgeous. And I'm gonna really enjoy, I think, carrying this knife. But for the price, yeah. A better steel. The wonderful, I think I called that a G10, but I'm not sure. The micarta handles, just a beautiful knife. It makes it classy, and to me, it kind of makes it look a whole lot more pricey of a knife than, I mean, if you were to buy this knife, probably in an American, like, say Case came up with something like this, I promise you, you'd pay a whole lot more than what you'll pay for a knife like this. I want to look at this again. That's cutting hair on the back of my arm, and I can barely even feel it. Oh yeah, we're finished with that soft. Beautiful polish on that blade for a soft, keeping in mind that unless you prep a soft a certain way, you won't get a super amount of polish, but it's a beautiful soft Arkansas scratch pattern. What time is it? Okay, I went 12 minutes there. I know that I could stop right there, and maybe some people would appreciate that, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a hard arc. There we are. Alright. You guys don't care if I have a 20-minute video, right? You're good with that, right? You like to see the sharpening. Listen to the blade slide across the stone. Right? Now I could go to a black if I wanted to, but in conversation with a few people that I know use this steel, and one in particular that uses this particular knife, he tends to say that he prefers about a 600 grit edge with this steel. He just that's what he likes. And I like being able to move up to something like this. It's wonderful to be able to add a bit of polish to an edge when you want to, but I rarely truly go past a soft Arkansas, and I have debated over and over again to whether or not I should get a soft Arkansas, a soft Arkansas that is this size, a full 3/4 1 inch thick, versus the little 1/2 inch that I've got there. But, and that's might be nice, but that stone does a slamming job. It'll outlive me. I won't put any wear on it. It'll come any near close to causing it to lose any material or working life. If I was 20, which I'm almost 60, I'm 57 in December, but if I was 20, I still couldn't wear that stone out before I turned into a 90 or 100-year-old man. It ain't gonna happen. That's another one of the beautiful things about Arkansas stones is they are a legacy stone. If you have children or grandchildren that are interested in it, they're a heritage stone. And you're hearing, like, hear that? I'm laying this part of the blade completely against the edge of the stone. If you actually listen to now, this has a little choil there between the heel of the knife and this part here, but I tend to lay right on that most of the time because I know a lot of people don't use that part of the knife, but I use this part of the knife more than anything else for cutting. Anything past about here is for fine work. But if I'm cutting weed eater line or rope or anything like that, I'll slide this thing right like that, and I'll put it up against here and just do this number and slice. And so this area of the knife for me is very important to get sharp. And so I tend to lay it up against the stone like that. Now, you can ruin something like a water stone. You can put some damage to this edge, which is not good when it comes to sharpening other things. If you get chips along this edge and stuff like that, it can be an issue with, like, something like a straight razor. That's not a good thing to have. These Arkansas stones are hard enough that I never have a problem with that. Loop time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Oh, that's lovely. All right. That's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Later. Gorgeous. Beautiful.